Daisies blooming, sundress swaying in the breeze. I can't stop staring. You've put a spell on me, and I hope that you never decide to set me free. The way you're moving has got me moving my own feet. The greatest feeling that I could ever dare to dream is you forever moving next to me. Let's not waste time, or take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. The leaves ain't waiting, their colors changing like the times. And I'm taking, darling, would you be mine? And I hope you know I will love you for the rest of my life. Let's not waste time, or take this slow. We've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. Take this slow, we've got miles behind us, but miles to go. So let's just break this down to the simplest truth. You and I as one will always be better than two. Yeah, you and I as one will always be better than two.
Hi guys, how you doing? And welcome to this week's Let's Talk. So this week I'm going to talk to you guys about how I got to the weight I was when I was my heaviest, which was just over 20 stone. I don't know the exact number I was at my heaviest, because you don't really weigh yourself when you're really heavy and you're not losing weight. So I just knew I was over 20 stone and it was getting bad. So at that point, that was October last year. So if we rewind it back a couple of years to where it all started. I moved to where I live now around, it's near 7 years ago now. When I moved here, I was around 12 to 13 stone. I was playing Sunday League every week. I was exercising on the regular, and yeah, I was in a very fit and healthy state, so, and condition. But I moved here back in 2014. It all started when I first started working again, because for about I don't know, 6 months or something it was, before I moved here, I wasn't actually working, so I didn't actually have much money, so I wasn't going out and drinking, I wasn't going out and spending food on takeaways and things like that. So I was actually, like, health wise and weight wise, I was actually very healthy and a good weight. So when I moved here and I hadn't worked for such a period of time, I got a job on the first day that I moved here, and that was just in the local pub. So I started working in the local pub just to get by, and that's when every time I got paid, because I hadn't been got much money for so long, that I was spending it so quickly on things like alcohol and bad food and things that I felt like I'd missed out on for a few months. And that's where it kind of all really started. So after I think it was about a year of being here, I realised that I'd started to put on weight, and I remember pictures of me whilst I was at work and thinking, yeah, I've definitely put on weight in that picture, and because you don't really notice it at first when you put on weight, and it's until like you do take pictures or you see yourself in a video or something, and you're like, I've put on weight there. So after a year, I'd realised, okay, I've probably put on about a stone. I need to maybe sort that out. But what happened was when I did move here, the Sunday League team that I played for was back in St Albans where I lived. So I couldn't, because I live about half-hour drive from there, and I used to, for the first season, get the train there, get the bus from Hatfield to St Albans, and by the time, it was like a 2-3 hour round trip, and then I'd get there, and because like I'd missed out on the midweek training and all the other things, and like, and I was putting on weight and I wasn't getting very like good anymore because I wasn't playing that much. I was on the bench, so I was travelling 2-3 hours to get there, and then coming on for the last 10 minutes of a match. So I completely like lost my motivation to play as well. So I stopped playing after one season, and that's where it really started going bad, because that was like my only form of exercise apart from working. So about a year later after that, I realised that I put on about another stone, and I actually ended up leaving that job. So I left that job at around 15-16 stone, and at that point, like, it wasn't just noticeable. People were saying to me, like, JJ, you've put on weight. Like, you used to be one of the thinner people that we knew, and you always used to be in good shape and fitness. So yeah, what's going on? Need to sort that out. So that was around 2016, 17. And then it kind of, from there, I went and worked somewhere else, like a similar place, and the drinking kept going, the bad food, the lack of exercise, and the weight started piling on. I then left that job for a while, and this is about maybe a year before first lockdown, and I was like in and out of like doing shifts here and there and working, and I was just, what was happening was my mental health was just really going downhill. My depression was really setting in, and I just got to the point where I didn't even want to work anymore, and I didn't even want to do anything anymore. And before first lockdown, I got asked by my old boss, do you fancy coming and doing a few shifts again? And I came back and I started doing a few shifts, and once again it was like, at that point I was just so bad with money that any time I got money I spent it, and I spent it on alcohol and I spent it on bad food, and I didn't care about my body or what it did to me, and yeah, so I was just destroying myself every time I got a paycheck. Then first lockdown came about, so obviously the pubs and everything closed. At this point I didn't even realise that I was so like down like mentally, and I was in such a bad hole that I just, the whole of lockdown one, just didn't even go out, didn't do anything. Like, I know you weren't supposed to go out, but I mean, like, I wouldn't walk Willow, I would go 12-15 hours just sitting in my room and not leaving my room, just going to the toilet, and that's the only time. And then I'd order a takeaway, and then I would just be gaming, playing. I think it was just when Call of Duty Warzone first came out, so I was just smashing that all the time, all day, every day. I think some days, some weeks, I literally didn't come out of the house once in 7 days. And it just got bad. I was putting on weight again, and I went to about 17-18 stone by the end of first lockdown. So at the end of first lockdown, I went back to work, the pubs reopened. I thought, you know what, I'm going to be doing a lot of exercise while I'm at work and stuff, because I'm back on my feet. For the first week, by the way, I couldn't even finish a shift because my back hurt so much from sitting down for so many months and doing zero exercise. All my muscles had just like kind of not remembered how to function properly. So I went back to work and I had to sit down mid shifts, and I was a big guy, and that's when I really realised I'm a big guy, and I really need to start sorting myself out, because I can't even stand up, let alone like do anything else. Like, went from playing football and being one of the fittest players in the team at 12 stone to can't even stand up in a couple of years. Like, it was just crazy. And so I thought, you know, after a few weeks, my back stopped hurting, my muscles were getting used to working again. I thought, this is great. But then at the same time, I was still getting paid, and I was drinking badly, and I was eating badly, and the weight was piling back on. And by the end of, because we went back into lockdown in November, so that whole period between, I think it was it July? Yeah, it was July to November that the pubs were back to normal. Well, rule of 6 and all this kind of stuff. But we were allowed in and out and people were just drinking. In that time, that's when I got over 20 stone. And that was just eating bad food and drinking like such bad, like so many pints of alcohol, and just even like on my days off, I just didn't care. I was like having a day off and like so much takeaway and just drinking like chocolate milkshakes and just like anything bad, massive desserts as well, which I'm not even a dessert person, but I just got to the point where I just didn't care anymore and I just given up. And yeah, so at my heaviest was October and I was over 20 stone, and that was that period. So at that point as well, like I've said in previous videos, that's when I was drinking quite a lot and I knew there was a problem. And when I went into that lockdown, I felt like a feeling of like relief that I didn't have to live this life anymore and I could just go into lockdown. And that's when my brain started ticking and I started feeling like, why am I doing this? I'm obviously not enjoying it. If I'm like, I feel relieved that we're going into lockdown, there's definitely a problem there. So we went into lockdown and I didn't drink anymore. I think I drank twice over November and December, and then obviously December, Christmas Day was the last time I had a drink. So yeah, and then since then, from January, the second week of January, I've been doing this fitness journey. So that's how I got to 20 plus stone. All the mental side behind it, the physical side, it's bad habits, getting into bad routine, running away from your actual problems and just like accepting them. But I'm glad that I've turned it around now, and I haven't finished turning it around, I've only just started, but I'm glad that something's changed, because at least I can kind of sleep at night now and I can actually look myself in the mirror, because before, like, I really couldn't. So cheers guys. I've talked quite quick at the end there because I've realised this has gone on quite long. So cheers guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope if you're going through the same thing, hopefully it helps you as well. And yeah, let me know what you think. And Sunday I will be doing the weigh-in. And yeah, I'll see you guys then.
Backbeat of a heartbreak. Why does it matter anyway if we wanna leave behind all our mistakes? Oh, your eyes, they tell the truth. All the line from me to you, we know it's tangled up in blue. What if we unravel? Any place, we'll get there soon. We'll get there soon.
Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to weigh-in number 10. It's weigh-in day, it's Sunday. Before I get on to that, I just wanted to say this week I was looking through a lot of my like past weigh-ins and like how much I'd lost after like a period of time. So I went back to like the first month, and in the first month I lost, I think it was week 5 was the week where I lost a stone. So I think at the end of week 4 I was like a pound off or something. I was close, but I wasn't there. So week 5 I'd lost a stone, and I was thinking, you know, this is week 10. This is obviously the exact same amount of time since I lost a stone. So could I do it again? I wasn't sure. I had in my head, obviously in the last month I've lost weight a lot, like slowly, more slowly than I did in the first month. Because in the first month I think I had a lot of like, you know, you have a lot more inside you that you get rid of, and like water retention and things like that. So you actually lose a lot of weight from that, just kind of clearing your body out. But this month my body was a lot more cleaner on the inside, so it was like not as much to lose. So everything I was losing this month was just sheer fat and weight really. So I came into today thinking, oh, I'd love to get as close to the 2 stone mark as I can, because then I'll show that, you know, I'm still on the right track and I'm as close as I can be, even with those differences in the months. But I weighed myself this morning and I am now 17 stone 4 3/4. That is a weight loss of exactly 2 stone in 10 weeks. So I'm absolutely buzzing with that. I didn't think I'd get anywhere near 3 1/4 pounds, which is how much I lost this week, because I've not lost that much this month. So this whole 5 weeks. So I was very kind of thinking, you know, if I could just lose £2 and then next week kind of finish it off with another £1.5, £2, I'll be happy. But yeah, 3 1/4 pounds puts me exactly on the 2 stone mark. Yeah, absolutely buzzing. I was going to show you guys a little side by side of before this weight loss journey and where I am now. And this is me wearing the exact same shirt in the picture, because I didn't actually take a tops off one. I didn't feel comfortable with it at the beginning. So this is the side by side. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of difference. And that's only 10 weeks in. Let me know if you see any differences in the comments and what you think of it. But yeah, guys, it's been a journey so far, but it's only really just started, and we've got a few more months of doing this ahead at least. So cheers guys, more of the same next week, and I'll see you guys then.